Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage Atlantic Council Chairman of the Board, Governor John Huntsman.
Thank you, and good evening, distinguished honorees who are backstage here with us. General Brent Scowcroft, former board chair of this great organization, the Atlantic Council, and my predecessor. Dinner co-chairs and members of the Atlantic Council Board and International Advisory Board. Ladies and gentlemen, dear friends, welcome to the 6th Annual Atlantic Council Global Citizen Awards Dinner. And thank you so very much, all of you, for being with us here tonight. This is really an incredible group. And I have to let you all know it's our largest ever, so you're making a little bit of history tonight. We're proud of that. Each year on the margins of the United Nations General Assembly, the Atlantic Council's Global Citizen Awards shine a light on exceptional individuals who work to improve the state of the world. Our aim is to celebrate these individuals and their incredible work, and through them inspire others to contribute. Seldom has the world been so urgently in need of the sort of leadership we celebrate here tonight. When we gathered at this dinner last year, the world faced a host of challenges that included a resurgent Russia, exerting pressures on Europe's east, and the alarming spread of extremist factions and violence throughout the Middle East and North Africa. 1 year later, we stand witness to the costs of insufficient creativity, action, and common purpose among the United States and its friends and allies around the world. At a time when we are engaged in a new presidential campaign cycle, where it is already abundantly clear that the debate over America's role in the world will be a critical factor, we are confronted with a harsh reality that if we and our friends and allies don't step up, less benevolent actors or chaos will fill the void. So that has made the Atlantic Council's founding purpose, exercised now for more than 55 years, and the Council's current mission more crucial than ever before, working together to secure the future. So tonight we celebrate 4 individuals, but beyond that, we celebrate a more fundamental idea that through common purpose and inspired leadership, we can navigate our way to a better outcome together. In that spirit, tonight we celebrate Colombian President Juan Manuel Santos for, among other accomplishments, his unwavering commitment to democracy and to ending the armed conflict with the Revolutionary Armed Forces of Colombia. As we saw, that effort took a giant step forward last week with the announcement of an agreement committing both sides to a definitive peace deal within 6 months. We honor Mario Draghi, the President of the European Central Bank, for his leadership and developing vigorous solutions for the myriad challenges facing Europe and the Eurozone, helping preserve the European Union against the most disruptive consequences of the Euro crisis. We salute legendary artistic director and chief conductor of the Chinese Philharmonic Orchestra, Yulong, who delivers musical brilliance even as he bridges communities throughout his work within China, across generations, and indeed around the world. And we celebrate our friend Henry Kissinger. Nobel Prize winner, former Secretary of State, and perhaps the premier strategic thinker, author, and policymaker of our times. with our Distinguished Service Award, honoring his lifetime achievements on behalf of the mission that the Atlantic Council represents. So not a bad way to spend a Thursday evening, I'd say, folks. It is my great honor now to invite to the stage the Atlantic Council President and CEO, Mr. Fred Kempe.
Thank you, Governor. It's such an honor to work with you. You embody what the Atlantic Council is all about. You're principled, you're purposeful, you're effective, and you're committed to working in a nonpartisan manner at home and a multilateral manner abroad. Thanks as well to Mary Kay Huntsman for all she does as an Atlantic Council ambassador, and to your enormously talented family and offspring, two of whom are here tonight. Marianne, where are you, Marianne? Marianne, thank you. Concert pianist of remarkable artistry, who I saw perform recently in Beijing with Maestro Yu Long. You are an incredible talent. And Abby Huntsman, Abby, where are you? Who brings such substance and style to her television and radio work. Please join me as well in welcoming and thanking Victor Chu, remarkable business leader, and the founder of these awards and a member of the Atlantic Council International Advisory Board. You'll hear from him a little bit later on. Thanks to your vision, Victor, we are convening the 6th Annual Global Citizen Awards, which began with the Atlantic Council's wise decision to salute Klaus Schwab, the founder of the World Economic Forum, as our inaugural awardee. Professor Schwab, thank you for being here again tonight, and thanks for all you do for the world. As you look around you, you will see a remarkable audience of more than 450 individuals. Among them are heads of state and government, cabinet ministers, global business executives, civil society leaders, and top media. There is even a very large whale suspended above you. But speaking of the top media, I want to make clear to everyone in this room, this whole dinner is on the record. So, Vice President Biden, if there's anything you'd like to announce tonight, you all gather here in a week when the urgency of our mission is in stark relief. We have a refugee crisis of historic dimensions. Ukraine still struggles for its sovereignty, and we're delighted that so many Ukrainian representatives are here tonight. As Europe struggles for a Europe home and free, both against external and internal threats. Russian bombs are falling in Syria. The Taliban advances in Afghanistan as extremism spreads elsewhere. The impact of Pope Francis and President Xi Jinping's visits to the U.S. are still resonating. The community that you all represent offers promise, offers great hope for the future. But there are also significant dangers if we don't work more effectively together to secure the future. And as you heard from Governor Huntsman, that is the purpose, that is the mission that galvanizes all of us at the Atlantic Council. Next week marks the 25th anniversary of German unification. And it's a good time to recall how our common cause resulted in a peaceful and successful end to the Cold War that brought democracy to millions. At a ceremony next week in Washington involving Secretary of State John Kerry and German President Joachim Gauck, the Atlantic Council will transfer a 3-ton piece of Berlin Wall that was given to us as a gift, signed by many of the leaders who helped bring it down, to the State Department's new Diplomacy Museum. Thank you. German Ambassador to the U.S., Peter Wittig, is here tonight. Thank you, Ambassador Wittig, for your leading role in this significant project, which symbolizes for all time how purposeful diplomacy backed with strength and consistency can change the world. In that spirit, let me acknowledge some unique individuals in the audience. First, I salute previous Atlantic Council Award recipients who are here tonight, and please hold your applause until I have named them all. Dr. Henry Kissinger, IMF Managing Director Christine Lagarde, Coca-Cola Chief Executive Muhtar Kent, General Brent Scowcroft, former Polish President Aleksander Kwasniewski, Professor Klaus Schwab, and of course, Vice President of the United States, Joe Biden. It's wonderful to have you all here tonight, gentlemen. It is my pleasure to welcome the following sitting and former heads of state and government. In addition to tonight's awardee, President Santos of Colombia and President Kwasniewski, whom I mentioned, please also welcome President Irakli Garibashvili of Georgia, President Kolinda Grabar-Kitarovic of Croatia, former Pakistani Prime Minister Shaukat Aziz, former Ukrainian President Viktor Yushchenko. Also welcome Vice Prime Minister of Georgia, Kvirikashvili, the Deputy Prime Minister of Slovakia, Lajcek, the Minister of Foreign Affairs of the Republic of Mali, Diop, the Minister of State of the United Arab Emirates, Dr. Sultan Al-Jaber, the Minister of Planning of the Hashemite Kingdom of Jordan, Imad Fakhoury, and Princess Firyal Al-Mohammed of the Hashemite Kingdom of Jordan. It is an honor to have you all with us. Finally, let me thank members of our International Advisory Board, the Council's Board of Directors, and the directors of the Atlantic Council's 10 programs and centers, and now a very special salute to my remarkable Executive Vice President Paige Ennis, who produces this and all these great events. This is her last awards dinner as a Council employee, unless you can all convince her during the breaks. She is the best in the business, along with our events director, Julie Varghese, and their can-do team. Please salute Paige and Julie and their teams. Speaking of best in the business, thanks also to Richard Edelman, one of our top board directors, and his media team for their pro bono help again around this event. Thank you, Richard. It is now my pleasure to introduce the Vice President of the United States, Joe Biden. No man knows better the challenges we face, nor applies more wisdom and skill to addressing them. It's a sign of his understanding of leadership and the challenges leaders face that he wanted to be here tonight to introduce President Santos for his award. During Vice President's 6 full terms in Congress, then Senator Biden provided critical bipartisan leadership to the cause of stopping genocide in the Balkans and bringing former Warsaw Pact countries into NATO, among countless other accomplishments. During his 2 terms as the 47th Vice President of the United States, he has established himself perhaps as the most influential and effective individual to ever hold that office. Sounds like pretty good preparation for other positions. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming the 47th Vice President of the United States, Joe Biden.